Hello friends, welcome back to my channel. I'm Victoria if you're new here. Hello, nice to meet you. Today I have a lovely little stretchy flow for you. So maybe you did a really hard workout the day before, or you just want to kind of, move a little, but you want to leave feeling nice and stretched out and loosey-goosey. Then this one is for you. So if you are ready, let's jump on your mat and get started. So today we're going to start in standing. We're going to find about a hip width distance between those legs. Sitting up nice and tall, arms by our side, shoulders away from those ears. You want to find a bit of that neutral pelvis and spine just because it's still Pilates. Looking for that natural curve you have in that lumbar. Ribs are nice and soft, drawing towards the ground. Top of the head reaching up towards the ceiling. Soft bend in those knees. We're going to start with some neck mobilization. So bringing that right ear down to that right shoulder, feeling the stretch in that left side. And then straightening up in the head, going over to the left. Left ear to left shoulder. And then coming all the way back into the center, just alternating sides, nice and slow. Exhaling to go to one side, inhaling to hold, and then exhaling to bring that neck up. Let's just do one more on each side. You can soften those gaze, close your eyes. Once you've evened out on both sides, let's just drop our right ear back down towards that right shoulder. We're just hold here. Maybe you want to place your right hand on top, not pulling at the head, but just resting the weight, feeling that stretch in that left side, deepen just a little. Breathing here through the nose, and then exhaling through the mouth. And let's just move that hand, straighten up that head, and we're gonna go over onto the other side. So left ear over to that left shoulder. We're gonna bring that left hand, place it on top if you want a deeper stretch in that right side. Again, not pulling, but just resting that weight. Standing evenly between both feet. And then when you're ready, let's just bring that hand down. Straighten up in the head, and we're just going to find a little bit of a chest opener. So hands go behind your back, clasping your hands like this. And you're just gonna, let it drop wherever, on your butt, on your lower back, whatever is comfortable. Again, sitting up nice and straight, just really thinking of your ribs tugging gently towards that ground so it's not puffing out. You're just gonna hold your hand, pinching the shoulder blades as you open up in the chest. Maybe your hands start to lift, and you look up, finding that chest opener. Again, still keeping the ribs nice and heavy, pulling towards that mat, and then just slowly straighten back. Relax those arms, look forwards. Exhale, pinching those shoulder blades to find a chest opener, collarbone shining up, and then inhaling to relax. Head comes back. Let's just do another 3. 2, keeping that soft bend in those knees. 1 last one, also soft bend in those elbows, we're not locking. And then you're gonna return all the way back. And bring your arms down. And let's just step back slightly, just a little bit, towards the second half of that mat. Nice and tall, arms by our side. And let's just do a few roll downs to mobilize that spine. Tucking that chin in, rolling all the way down. Your hands are going to come and reach towards that mat. Top of the head reaching towards that mat, keeping a soft bend in those knees as you approach the bottom. Inhale here through the nose. Belly button to spine, pull yourself all the way up, straightening in the hips, keeping that chin down, and then restacking that spine from the base, head looking forwards last. Let's just do that a few more times, nice and slow, exhaling to find that roll down. Inhaling at the bottom. Big, nice, deep breath. And then exhaling, picking yourself up, belly button to spine, like you're being pulled from the ceiling. Restacking into standing. Let's just do one last one. Using that center to help slow down that movement so gravity doesn't just yank you down. And let's just stay here at the bottom for a few breaths, for one more breath. Feeling that stretch in the back of your legs and those hamstrings. Maybe you want to lean forwards and back. And then when you're ready, we're just going to walk our hands forward on that mat and drop our knees down into 4-point kneeling. So reposition yourself so that your wrists are underneath the shoulders, knees are underneath the hips. Again, thinking about that spine again, because it's still Pilates, we want that neutral pelvis and spine. So we want that natural curve in that lower back. Your tailbone should almost feel like it's kind of popping up. Your ribs are nice and supported, connected with that center, soft bend in those elbows, back of the head reaching up towards the ceiling. And we're just gonna do some rippling cat and cows. Good little full body, mobilizer. So you're going to round your back, belly button to spine, as you send your bottom all the way down onto your heels, keeping your hands on that mat. So you're in sort of this like rest position. And then you're going to open up in the chest, push it forward, bending at the elbows to find cow. Wrists back underneath your shoulders, knees underneath the hips, looking up slightly with your chest open. So exhaling to round as you sit onto your heels on an exhale. Inhale here to hold, just breathing here. And then exhale to send your chest forward as you find that cow. Belly button drops to the mat, arching the back, and you inhale to hold. We're just gonna exhale to find that flexion. Inhale here, and then exhale to find extension, sending your chest forward. Let's just do one more in this direction, and then we're just going to reverse it. Nice little brain teaser as well. Every time I reverse things. Nice. Let's refine that neutral first. And then we're going to go the other way. So dropping that belly button, finding that cow, chest opens up, tailbone pops up. Wait. Okay. And then we're just going to reverse. Then we're going to send the chest forward. And then let's just reverse. So keeping that arch in that back, that open chest, you're going to send those hips back, keeping your chest open, looking forward. And then as you come back onto your hands and knees, you're going to round through that back, finding that cat, tucking that chin, and you're going to drop your belly button as you send your hips all the way down, looking forward, and then rounding that spine to come all the way up. Exhale. Inhale here. Exhale to come all the way back into that cat. And let's just do two more like this. And then one last one. And let's just find our neutral. Once again. All right. We're going to step that right foot forward now into this sort of kneeling lunge position. So you want your knees to both be making a 90-degree shape. Your right ankle is below that right knee, your left knee is below that left hip, and your hips are facing forwards. So you want to be sort of leaning more onto that back knee, just so that you can maintain that upright position in the torso. So you want to find that neutral pelvis and spine, a little bit of that curve in that lower back. Your ribs are nice and soft, top of the head drawing up towards the ceiling. And we're just going to start to find a side reach. So I'm going to actually face you just because it'll be easier for you to see. You can place your right hand on that right thigh, and then your left arm is just going to be long by your side. So you're gonna sweep that left arm up and over, and then you're gonna find a side bend to the right, towards the stepped up leg, and you're gonna slowly stack all the way up and bring that hand down. So we're just finding a side reach in one direction. Exhaling to sweep the arm up and find a side bend, keeping your hips nice and square. And then inhale at the top, and then exhale to stack all the way back up. Arm comes back down. So make sure that you're not leaning too far right. You want to still keep an even weight between both sides of your body, or else you're going to start to tip over. So really just think up and over, grounding that left knee in the mat. Let's just do 2. So I'm going to face this way. And one last one. Very nice. Keeping your right hand there. Still moving that left arm. We're gonna drop it back by our side and we're gonna start to find a windmill. This is not thought out, by the way. I'm so sorry. I'm gonna switch sides. Okay, just so you can see. So you're going to, again, keep your hips facing forward. As you sweep your arms forward, up, your head is gonna follow your hand, and then rotate through that torso to send your fingers all the way towards the back. And then you're gonna face forwards, left arm dropping down by its side. Inhale to sweep forwards and up, and then exhale to reach all the way back. So again, you want to keep your hips facing forward. So especially as you reach your arm all the way back, you're pushing forwards with that left hip to just offer a bit of that counterbalance, to counter that rotation, I guess. Otherwise, if there's no counteractiveness going on, I don't know why I'm losing my words. If you're not countering it by pushing forwards, you're gonna be pushed back by your hands. Okay, let's just do one more in this direction, and then we're gonna switch. All right, so once you've done your last one, we're going to bring our arms all the way back, rotating out with that torso. Bring your arms all the way up, reach it forwards, and then look forward. Inhaling to start the circle, to start the windmill, and then exhaling to finish it. Let's just do 2 more. That was the last one. And let's just bring that right knee down, and we're gonna step up that left leg. So I guess I'll just change back over to the side. You want your left ankle underneath that left knee, your right knee underneath that right hip, and again, sending a little bit more weight into that right knee, just so you can keep an upright position. Hips facing forward, left hand just goes onto your left thigh. So sweeping that right arm up, finding a bend into the left side, and then stacking all the way up, arm lowers back down. Again, we're just reaching to the same side, to the left, where our leg is stepped up. Exhaling to find that bend, inhaling at the top, and then exhaling to stack all the way up. Arm comes down. Again, you're grounding that right knee into the mat, so you're not tipping over to that left. You're thinking up and over with that torso. Really trying to find a pure flexion. Let's just do 2. One last one. All right, keeping that left hand where it is. Let's start to do those windmill arms. You're gonna sweep those arms forward. Look up as you reach towards the ceiling, and then you're gonna rotate through that chest, opening up in that torso as you reach your arm all the way back, and drop it back down to the side as you look forward. Inhale to start that little windmill movement, and then exhale to find that rotation in that chest. Let's just do one more, and then we'll just reverse. And then we're just gonna go, reach all the way back, opening up in that chest. Your right hip pushes forward, just so it doesn't get pulled all the way back. And then you're gonna bring your arms forward, and then back down to your side. Inhaling to open up in that chest as you reach all the way back. And then rotate forwards as you sweep it forward. Let's just do two. Going nice and slow, keeping your arms nice and straight. Getting that full range of movement in the shoulders. Let's just do one more. And then once you're done, we're gonna bring both knees under your hips. We're just gonna sit back down. You're gonna place your hands behind you, just not too far, maybe just a few inches away from your toes, and your fingers are pointing towards your feet. Nice straight arms, open chest, looking slightly up. We're just gonna stretch our hip flexors. So you can either just stay here, maybe you wanna walk your hands a little bit backwards, and you'll feel a stretch in your quads and in your hip flexors. But if you want a little bit more, you're going to push the hips up, squeezing the glutes slightly, just to send it up. Your collarbone's gonna open up. You're gonna look upwards towards that ceiling, straight arms, and then you're gonna slowly come all the way back down with the hips. Exhale to just push up, finding that stretch in the front side of your body. And then inhaling to come back down. Let's just do another 3. And 2, keeping a soft bend in those elbows, not collapsing into the shoulders. And then one last one. Bring it all the way down, and then you are all done. Thank you so much for joining me on the mat today. I hope you enjoyed that little stretchy flow. Again, of course, even if it's a stretch, we're not gonna forget about the Pilates principles, right? Alignment is what it's all about. But anyway, I hope you have a lovely rest of your week, and I will see you next time. Bye.